second set is being played on Newkirk, spawning in the bottom right-hand position as the yellow Zerg from CJ Entis, one of their ace players. It's Hydra.
His opponent defeated Bong in the first set, now going for the second kill of the day. His name is Innovation, playing for STX Seoul, spawning as Red Terran on the left bottom position of Newkirk.
Oh, I want to talk just a tiny bit about that last match before we get started here, because, you know, it's a build we don't see too often, and I feel like it needs a little bit more explanation. Bong, he went for Phoenix Colossus, and that unit composition, it's very tricky because it's so hard to get to where you actually want to go with that composition. You need so many different things. You need good upgrades for your ground units. You need a high Phoenix count. You need a high Colossus count. You need a lot of different upgrades and tech paths. You need to go Twilight, Stargate, and Colossus tech. You need to go all of them. And that's a lot of gas, a lot of resources invested. But once you get that proper unit composition with the upgrades, it's actually really good and hard for the Terran to stop. The reason why we don't see it too often is because it's so hard to get to without dying first.
Now, Hydra does have an all-kill in this season of Pro League back in January, round number 2, and that was against STX Seoul.
Indeed it was. Sorry, he just had the close zoom in on his glasses there.
Nice glasses, by the way.
They're pretty cool, man. That guy's probably too cool for school. No, just kidding, he's Korean. He's like, no, I'm in college. And the CC first opening for our player Innovation here on the left-hand side. Hydra going for Hatchery first as well. Very common opening. And we do see the CC first against Zerg a lot nowadays. Very common.
Especially from Innovation, who loves to play a little bit greedy. You know, if we compare the two top Terrans in Pro League, Flash and Innovation, their similarity is that they love to go for the fast expansion.
That's true.
Especially in TBC.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? Innovation last game, he went for the gas first. He's not afraid to mix it up, and an unpredictable player is so much harder to deal with than a player who you at least know what he's going to open up with.
And that's the reason why I consider Innovation to be a little stronger than Flash when it comes to Pro League, because Innovation, he can mix some builds here and there and make it work. Flash, if you try to predict him, is always 3 command center early on or going to be a cheese build from him.
It's a little bit easier to read Flash, I feel. Recently, I have noticed he's been going for the racks first a little bit more. Just a little bit more now.
He still gets the 3rd command center in the end.
Oh, so. Of course. He'll still get that, don't worry.
So, question of the day. When it comes to post-season, it means the playoffs and the finals. The longest win streak for a player only in the post-season is 8 wins in a row. Which player has the record?
It's gotta be Hyuk.
It's gotta be Hyuk. Or it might be Hoja. Never know. No, the 2 Pro League guys.
It's not Hoja.
The 2 postseason guys, excuse me.
We're of course commentating on 2 players. They're now like playing coaches right now. They don't really play much anymore.
Hoja is still a player.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's right.
He's the captain of KT.
He's the captain, that's right. Captain of KT. And there are players that traditionally in the past they do terrible during the normal season, but for some reason in the postseason playoffs, they do really good. They like always win their crucial matches.
I mean, who would have forget that when Hyuk took out Jaedong in the finals?
Yeah, this is like back when Jaedong was like the #1 Zerg player in the world.
Number one Zerg player, Hwasing Oz was in the finals. They were like, oh, we have this match easy, and then Hyuk just beats him right away.
Yep. Zergling opting to not scout up there for some reason. We do have a Reactor Hellion on the way from our Terran player, so going to be opening up to that. What do you think our chances of seeing Hellbats are this game?
Just wait a little bit longer and see if he gets down the armory. No, he's going to go for the 3rd command center first.
All right, so a fast 3rd command center from Innovation here. He's going to really be focusing on his economy. At the same time, though, very smart from Hydra. I think he's anticipating this, and that's why he's getting such a fast 3rd hatchery.
So there goes the 3rd hatchery at 6 minutes, and that is going to slightly counter Innovation's 3rd command center inside the main base. And let's talk about the Hellbats a little bit more. A lot of Terran players have been going for Hellbat drops inside the main base. And what is really scary about the Hellbats is that it could come really early in the game, but it might come when you're not expecting it. So right now, Innovation, he switched. He's going for the bio with the sim upgrade going on, but you know, he could add in the armory 10 minutes into the game and still go for the Hellbats during that time.
The thing with the Hellbats is that if one drop doesn't work, if you just keep dropping, eventually one of them is going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, those are some good pictures there.
Yeah, well, she noticed that she was on camera and started not showing what she took.
I saw a picture of Go Rush there.
Go Rush and the Hero at the end.
Yeah, Go Rush and Hero. There's Go Rush right there. Former SK Telecom Zerg player. Also he won an individual league back in the day, 2003.
He's the golf king.
I'm the golf king.
He's the king of golf, man.
Go Rush is the king of golf, guys. Like, don't ever forget that. Whatever you do, it's going to be on his grave marker. It's like, I was the golf king.
You know, we were actually joking about that in the clan chat a few days ago, and he's like, "Don't say I'm the golf king, man." You know, it's kind of embarrassing, but hey, you won that MSL, so we got to call you that. Sorry, Go Rush.
He's got that title, man. All right, look at this though. We have a Baneling nest on the way. Some roaches already out.
These Zerglings didn't get caught by those Hellions, and now going for the natural right now. But of course, it's walled off completely at this point.
That's pretty solid wall there from Innovation. Nothing getting through there unless he's got a lot of Banelings prepared. The Baneling nest still on its way here. We have the 1-1 attack starting. These roaches are merely for pressure. He's not going to commit any more to this roach tech, at least for now, unless we see more of a symbol style, which is a heavy Ling roach and Baneling aggression throughout the early mid game.
Double upgrades on the Zerglings and Lair just starting for Hydra at this point. The Hellions trying to be annoying as possible, moving around the map, but you know, Hydra, he already knows that the Hellions are out on the field. He already has the roaches, but at least he's not trying to commit to the counterattack after seeing the Widow Mines.
And look at this. He kind of fooled Innovation a little bit. Innovation built 2 more bunkers. He's got a few SCVs just waiting by those bunkers just in case he has to repair. The Hellions moving in, though, towards the third. There's a lot of Zerglings here, but they don't have good surface area to get a surround on these Hellions. Hellions, regardless, are forced back.
Just scaring away his opponent is the key point here. You don't actually want to engage into the 6 Hellions in that little choke, but if you can scare them away with the number of Zerglings, then that's all you have to do, and the job is complete.
It's true. We also have a macro hatchery on the way for Hydra at his third base over there. We have the 1-1 on the way, 1-1 upgrades on the way for both players here. Innovation's looking a little bit behind here. Also getting that close combat shield since Stim just finished up. There's that armory we're talking about, but I think that's going to be more for the upgrades and the potential Hellions this game, or Hellbats, excuse me.
Well, he could still add in the Hellbats whenever he wants to. That's the biggest, that's the strong thing about the Terrans, is that they have to get their armory some point in the game for the +2/+2 upgrades, but you could even use that additionally for adding the Hellbats into the medevacs and then go for the drop inside the main base.
That's true. So a few of these Hellions getting taken out here, getting forced back, some Banelings on the way as well. Look at the drone count, 69 for Hydra here. He was pretty much completely unpunished for taking that early third, and that's because Innovation went for such a fast third command center. You know, you can pressure with a few Hellions here and there, but other than that, not really too much. The 2-2 hasn't started for either players, despite the 1-1 being completed on both ends here.
Well, the reason is Hydra, he's making a lot of Banelings right now. A lot of Zerglings are being produced right now.
Oh, that's a lot of Banelings here. We already have the Centrifugal Hooks upgrade about to complete. That, of course, makes the Banelings roll instead of walk. They do move faster. They roll instead of waddle, essentially.
What?
And this Hellion has somehow gotten the no man's land. It's going to be able to get a great scout over here. Sees the double Evos, of course, but that's a given. The Spire tech also shown as well. And, you know, there's a good amount of Widow Mines here. Banelings just completed their upgrades. Zerglings getting decent surrounds here, but they have to be very careful against those Widow Mines. There's a lot of them spread out. These Banelings, you get completely taken out here with some good micro. Oh, they're rolling across here, and some of them do manage to connect, but overall the trade looking really good for Innovation. He's completely forced Hydra's forces back.
He just donated all of his Banelings right there. I mean, he was trying to split up a few of his units, but it was only hitting the bunker. It didn't hit any of the Marines, maybe 1 or 2. That was behind the bunker, and essentially as soon as all the Banelings went down, what did Hydra have? 2 roaches. Those 2 roaches, what are they going to do against the Widow Mines, few Marines, and Marauders?
They're not going to really do anything. We have 8 mutas out on the way here, and look at
Whoa.
this. They're going to, yeah, it looks like they're going to get that one. They'll probably get the second one as well. Nice pickoff there from Hydra, and he kind of needed that considering how bad the last engagement went. This is actually going to force his opponent back now.
And now,
it was actually really lucky the mutas were there as well.
And it just seems like now the situation was even. Well, it wasn't lucky. He actually spotted that with the Overlord.
Oh, okay, never mind.
The last second. I guess he was grouping up a little bit over there, saw it with the Overlord, and then picked it up right away.
Things ended up working out well for him, I guess you could say. Looking at the creep spread, Hydra's got a pretty solid creep spread here. Something really important to note, Innovation has not really been able to punish this creep spread at all this game. Eventually it's going to get out of control, and Newkirk's going to be renamed to Infested Newkirk at this point.
Yeah, well, there's another medevac drop going towards the 3 o'clock position slash the 2 o'clock, but Hydra does spot it, and his mutas are going to try to deny it as soon as possible.
These drops aren't going to do anything here. That one's going to get shut down pretty easily. And the thing here is, I really want to commend Hydra for doing such a good job at spotting these drops, not making more mutas than he needs to. He's just made enough for the stop of the drops. And that's it. He's getting his +1 air attack. 2-2 about to complete here for him. Innovations 2-2 just completed as well. We have a nice circumstance around here. There's a lot of Widow Mines, though. Hydra, I feel like he's not really learning how to deal with Widow Mines too effectively.
Well, that Widow Mine actually tried to go for the reverse splash damage into the Marines, and it was actually Innovation who did a very nice job lifting up all of his Marines before the Widow Mines got a shot on his Marines.
Sure.
So Hydra knew the Widow Mines were in position. He tried to go for the counterattack, but it was Innovation who had the better micro.
Now, still, I would say a decently even trade for either side. And oh, that missile turret, is it going to go down? Very close. No, it just has enough to survive. Those mutas got to escape out of there now. Looks like 1 or 2 are going to get picked off. We have 10 more mutas in production, interestingly enough, here. We have the Drilling Claws upgrade as well as the 3-3 on the way for Innovation. And his 2-2 just completing up right now. That Infestation Pit about to pop as well. Hive on the way as soon as the Infestation Pit finishes. Now we're going to see a little bit of creep clearing from Innovation. He does need to do this if he wants to make his way across the map here, because too much creep spread is just going to be impossible to deal with. Now we have a humongous attack here from our Zerg player, Hydra, excuse me, is moving forward here with a lot of Zerglings, Banelings, and Mutas. Even though the Widow Mines killed off a lot of units, still getting an okay trade there. He is ahead in supply.
And do remember, the reason why Zergs died to Terran players is during all this battle, there's a drop inside the main base or the third base killing a lot of drones, and eventually the Zerg player cannot replenish his main army with Zerglings and Banelings, but during the whole engagement, Hydra, he's denying all these medevac drops. He could still replenish his army, and he did not. Well, his opponent Innovation did not get a single kill on the drones.
Yeah, he hasn't killed off any drones yet, and every single one of these drops has been spotted so far. You'd think by this point that Innovation would make a Viking and be like, you know what, let me go ahead and scare away a few of these units.
This is a really nice, after showing the medevac at the 12 o'clock position, now he wanted to go for the fourth base from Hydra, but it's not going to work out because the Zerglings are in position.
Oh, the Muta's just barely missing that drop there. They're going to turn around instantly as soon as they see this drop. There they go, moving over towards that location. A drone or two may end up dying here, but it's not going to be too much. Hydra, he has to be ready for this potential drop here, or this potential attack here, and this could be very bad. A lot of units getting picked off there, but actually, you know what, doing a little bit better this time around. I feel like as this game goes on, we're seeing Hydra adapt more and more the Innovation's playstyle, completely routing this army at this point. The Mutas are going to be able to chase those medevacs down and kill off a lot of units. The supply is looking very close here, but we have a nice potential Zerglings around here on these units. Widow Mines burrowing now, going to force these Zerg units away. There are no Banelings here to deal with these units, but now 7 kills on that one Widow Mine in that mineral line that looks like Hydra forgot about.
Yeah, well, that's only 7 kills for now. Usually at this point, Innovation would have up to 20 or 30 drone kills at this point, but Hydra's doing a nice job denying all these Marine drops inside the main base, inside the third base, inside the fourth base.
Innovation moving forward, trying to get a few more kills on some of the creep here, trying to see if we can take out that assimilator as well. Excellent Widow Mine connections here on a lot of these units, and the Banelings, they have to be very careful. And a few more moving in. 4 Banelings taken out by Widow Mine there. I'm still seeing just too much units being lost by Hydra to these Widow Mines. Imagine if he just had a little bit better positioning against the mines.
Well, I guess he knows his weakness because his main priority throughout the whole game is that, you know, just defend against the...
Oh, that was
nice pick-off.
Very nice pick-off there. A few more of these units getting picked up. Oh, nice shot killing off a lot of Banelings. We have a lot of Marines moving over here to this fourth base. And the majority of Hydra's forces are not in this location. We're starting to see the drops do some damage now in the main base at the third, at the same time killing off a lot of drones. Zergling reinforcements will help deal with some of these Marines, but there's still a lot there. They're going to move into the mineral line and take out a lot of those drones behind this, as things are starting to look very bad. And it looks like, was that the spawning pool that got killed off there?
Yeah, that's a really nice trade-off by Innovation, and now he's attacking at multiple locations at once. He's even trying to draw away the Widow Mine fire, but now he is only down to 1 mining base because of the Marines. Even the hatchery being taken out at the 3 o'clock position. this, I mean, he played so well up until this point where the Mutas were out on the field, and I don't know what he was doing with it.
It seems like Innovation, he just turned on the win button and just won over the course of a minute. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. He decided to drop in 2 locations, and they started to do damage, and then he attacked that 3rd location, and just, that was pretty much it.
The 3rd is gone, the 4th base is gone. Hydra saw the medevac drops coming.
Saw him coming, couldn't deal with him, though. I mean, 195 supplied the 97. Innovation's gonna run forward here with the majority of his forces. It looks like Hydra's going completely routed here. He did remake that spawning pool. It seems like in his haste to go for the Ultra Tech and get his 3-3 upgrades, he didn't have enough units to deal with this army, and he fell prey to this push.
I mean, what I'm really curious about is that Hydra, whoa, GG. Hydra, his focus throughout the whole game is to defend against the medevac drops, and he was doing a really nice job. And at the last moment, he was moving out on the map. He saw the medevac going towards the 12 o'clock position. The 3 o'clock was unscouted, by the way, so, you know, he had a harder time dealing with the 3 o'clock, the 2 o'clock 3rd expansion. But the drop that went inside the main base, he scouted it with the Overlord, but I guess he missed it on the minimap, and that was a mistake that Innovation needed to just finish off Hydra.
Innovation pulling out the peace sign, the 2 kills so far. I think he's just trying to count him up till he can get another all-kill here. By taking out Hydra, that has eliminated one of CJ's key players here in the Winners League. So now they're losing the amount of players they can rely on. I can see effort and hero.
And do remember, taking out Hydra is so important because STX solo supporting players are mostly Protoss.
That's true, and Hydra, he is probably the best ZvT player in Pro League. But if he's got no Protoss to play against and he gets taken out, then I mean, that's eliminating his usefulness right there. Actually, a little bit of a questioning decision to send out Hydra against Innovation. I would have liked to see Hero potentially get sent out instead, but now we're going to have to find out the 3rd player being sent out. It looks like it will be Effort, sitting at the end of the bench there. Another Zerg player to try to deal with Innovation, but can he make it work after his teammate and comrade Hydra fell?
I'm not too sure. Hydra had a solid concept, but he made one mistake, and Innovation took advantage of that. So solid to a point where he just won the game outright. So, Effort, while doing the prepared build that he prepared for today, he also needs to make sure he doesn't create any small mistakes.
That's true. All right, guys, the score currently 2-0 with STX Soul in the lead. Innovation on a tear so far. We have Effort as the next player being sent out, guys. Don't go anywhere. This is the SK Planet